Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. My today's editorial is the content actually is very disgusting. Disgusting because this shows the rot that is developing in our society. Now the Delhi High Court calls it as a episode that shocks conscience. And genuinely it is an episode that shocks conscience. Let's talk about this gentleman called Ramdev and his Sharbat Jihad. Let's get right into the show. I've been in marketing for a long time. Well over 3 decades. I've seen a lot of disgusting things in marketing, which I will share with you in this editorial. But possibly this is one of the most disgusting marketing strategy that I have ever seen in my life. Just watch this and we'll talk about it.
शरबत के नाम पर एक कंपनी है जो शरबत तो देती है, लेकिन वो शरबत से जो पैसा मिलता है उससे मदरसे और मस्जिदें बनवाती है। ठीक है, उनका मजहब है, लेकिन आप यदि वो शरबत पिएंगे तो मस्जिद और मदरसे बनेंगे। और पतंजलि का गुलाब का शरबत पीते हैं आप, ये शरबत पिएंगे आप तो गुरुकुल बनेंगे, आचार्य कुलम बनेगा, पतंजलि विश्वविद्यालय, भारतीय शिक्षा बोर्ड आगे बढ़ेगा। इसलिए मैं कहता हूँ ये शरबत जिहाद भी, जैसे लव जिहाद, वोट जिहाद चल रहा है ना, ऐसे शरबत जिहाद भी चल रहा है। तो लो।
So, this man is Ramdev. He calls himself a yoga guru and all that. He does yoga in various platforms. Claims to be very close to the Bharatiya Janata Party. And this man sells his whatever cold drink or whatever juice or whatever rose juice by saying that his competitor, that is Rooh Afza, which is a very big brand in this country. If you buy that, you are supporting masjid, you are supporting madrasa. Buy my brand, then you are supporting all Hindu education institutions and yoga and so on and so forth. How ridiculous can a marketing campaign get? How ridiculous a greed of money can take you to? What level? What level the greed for money can take you to? You see, is this man selling this product free for the benefit of Hindus? Is he giving it free? No, he is charging you possibly the same money that Rooh Afza charges. But then he says his money goes to improving Sanatan. Is he paying an endorsement fee to Sanatan? You see, you use Amitabh Bachchan for your campaign, you have to pay an endorsement fee for Amitabh Bachchan. Does this man pay Sanatan an endorsement fee? Or is he committing that I am going to pay 100 crore rupees to Sanatan, Dharma and whatever, however I can by building temples or giving donations to school, and therefore I am going to use the name in my product. Is he doing it? No. He is doing it free of cost. He is using your religion and selling that product to you using your own religion. And he is making money. Imagine a man in saffron using these kinds of marketing strategy to make money. I'll tell you why I said that. I've seen a lot of marketing strategies, disgusting marketing strategies. I've seen a lot of them. Marketing stroke sales strategies. I won't call it marketing alone. Marketing stroke sales strategies, which are disgusting. But this is the worst. Earlier days in my life, I used to work for an advertising agency, and I got this client of mine who it was an organization of doctors, and I'm not going to name them. Not that, anyway, I'm not going to name them. Organization of doctors who was doing this event, which is called CME, Continuous Medical Education. Continuous Medical Education is a conference. So they call it conference and all that. And for this conference, they They ask for sponsorship from pharmaceutical companies. In the guise of this conference, they ask money from pharmaceutical companies as sponsorship. Pharmaceutical companies sponsor them. Sponsor them in crores of rupees. And what happens in the conference is nothing less than a rave party. Nothing less than a rave party. And there are conferences, there are papers and all which happens during the day. But as the evening progresses, the set is different. And it is sponsored by these pharmaceutical companies. You know why these pharmaceutical companies sponsor it? So that those doctors, they prescribe that medicine of that pharmaceutical company. So the next time when your doctor prescribes you that medicine, think about it. There are more than one reason why the doctor possibly, I'm not saying all doctors are like that, but there are more than one reason why the doctor prescribes that medicine to you. In fact, you know, I have seen a situation where, and this is fact, I have seen a situation where a member of this organization, who incidentally is not even a doctor, but he is part of that working committee of this organization, calls up a pharmaceutical company and says, "Tumhara itna hi aaya hai. Dude, बेचना है ना medicine? We want this." And incidentally, that pharmaceutical company ended up paying that kind of money as sponsorship. I've seen this kind of marketing. I've seen this kind of sales. I've seen marketing where large products don't allow small brands to keep their products in the retail outlet. They threaten the retailers. They threaten the retailers with consequences, because what happens is their running products, they stop, they deprive, they drive that retailer of their running products and ensure that they don't keep the competitor's product. So if you keep the competitor's product, I will stop my running product with you right now. And if my running product I stop with you and I give it to your competitor, then your customer will move to your competitor, so that poor retailer has no choice but to do what that big company wants, or that big FMCG or durable company wants him to do. And he does that. I've seen that happen. Dirty marketing. I have seen cola companies break each other's bottles so that refilling becomes difficult, so that production, these are old days when, you know, colas used to be available in bottles. I've seen that. And now I have seen cola company creating this new term called pouring rights. Pouring rights मतलब तुम्हारे दुकान में सिर्फ हमारा कोला मिलेगा. So you go and ask a retailer, give me Y cola, he will say no, only X is available. So you go to the entire retailer, supermarket, chain of supermarket, only X cola is available. Y cola is not available. They take away your right of choice. Why? Because they get more money. This marketing also I have seen. So I'm not saying marketing in India is or marketing worldwide. Achha, by the way, this is not really India situation. Huh? Some of it are like the ones I told about doctors, that more so happened more in India. I'm not saying it doesn't happen in other parts of the world, but it happened more in India. But this cola and all, everybody, and this, you know, this retail shelf war and all happens all over the world. All over the world. Worst. It also happens in India. So I have seen all this. I have seen all this. Disgusting. Depriving you of your right to choose. Anyway, but this particular event, this particular video disgusted me the most. You know why? Because all of that deprives us of our choice. But this deprives us of our country the way it is. It divides our society. It creates a crack in our country. This disgusts me the most, because this has today proven to me that there are some people in this country who can just about do anything, say anything, and they care a damn. Nobody questions them. Nobody questions them. I will tell you about this man, Ramdev. Okay, November 2023, Supreme Court warned Patanjali against making misleading claims about curing diseases and threatened heavy fines for non-compliance. We will rip you apart, said the Supreme Court. You are inviting serious consequences. We will impose cost of 1 crore per product if false claim is made that it can cure particular diseases. A company selling medicine saying that it can cure diseases which it can't. And the man has not even been to jail once. Not even half an hour in jail. Not even arrested. He faked the audience of India. The Supreme Court, as always, made fabulous statements, very flowery statements, rip you apart and all of that. Nothing happened to him. February 27, 2024, the entire country is taken for a ride. You are not so innocent that you don't know what you said in our order. You are playing with the people's health. This was the Supreme Court who criticized Ramdev and Balakrishna for failing to comply with the orders for stop misleading ads. Again, misleading ads, misleading claims. We are not convinced with your apology. You are not innocent. This is when Supreme Court said, when he apologized for the contempt case to the Supreme Court, your apology is worth the paper in which it is written on. This is what they said. April 16, 2024, Supreme Court continued to scrutinize and criticizing Ramdev for not taking court seriously and misleading people with unverified health claims. You cannot take the public for a ride. You are not a layman. You know the consequences of the advertisement. This is what has been happening since 2015, 2016. You know, in 2020-21, they were checked for Coronil. They launched Coronil, who they said that it now, COVID-19 can be cured. COVID-19 can be cured. Purely misleading. What happened to them? Nothing happened. Did anything happen to Patanjali? Nothing happened to Patanjali. Did anything happen to this Ramdev, who wears a saffron, who dresses up like a godman and roams around? Did anything happen to him? Nothing happened to him. You see, 2022-23, misleading advertising, which is what I read to you about. Other issues. In 2016, Haridwar court fined Patanjali 1 million for selling products under its label which are manufactured by another company. 2023, Patanjali received legal notices for allegedly using cuttlefish in dental products labeled as vegetarian. Hear this. The fact remains that serial offender, and court just giving dialogues after dialogues. We will rip you apart, we'll that you apart. Has anything happened to them? Has anything happened to him? This is the question I want to ask tonight. And this is the point I want to make tonight. Now let me come back to Nishikant Dubey, yesterday's editorial. Nishikant Dubey said, show me the face and I will show you the law. Mr. Nishikant Dubey, I am showing you the face. This is the face. Now show me the law. What has your government done? What has your police done? What is the Home Ministry doing? What is the Food and Drug Administration doing? I am showing you the face. Show me the law. The fact remains that law being so different for different people. Had a statement like this come from, say, a Kunal Kamra, what would have happened? A Kunal Kamra spoke about a politician and he is being chased all over the country. Had this come from an opposition leader, had something of this sort, maybe Rahul Gandhi may not make a statement like this, but assuming Rahul Gandhi would have made a statement like this, what would have happened to him? By now, he would have been behind bars. You are ridiculing a religion. You are saying that because you buy Rooh Afza, you are supporting Madarsa. So you go to Wokard Hospital, you are supporting Madarsa. You buy a Wipro product, you are supporting Madarsa. You buy oil, for crying out loud, you are supporting Madarsa. Today your Prime Minister is in Saudi Arabia. Is he supporting Madarsa? What are you talking about? And how do we allow such people and such propaganda to happen in our country? Think about it. Think about it. Write down your comments below. I love to read them. Till I see you next time, that's tomorrow at 10. Namaskar.